Do you need to be arrested right now? No. Okay. Let's stop. Come on. Come on.
I'm going home.
Hello and welcome back. Today we have footage of the cruel arrest of Karen Gardner, the 73-year-old woman with dementia who was thrown on the ground, forcefully shoved, and slammed against a patrol car multiple times. The officers then take the battered woman directly to a windowless cell where she struggles to get free, clearly confused about what's being done to her. The arrest was so horrible that the sergeant would later jeopardize his job to try and cover it up. June 26, 2020. Officer Hop of the Loveland Police Department responds to a report of a woman who was stopped for walking out of Walmart with several unpurchased items. When confronted, the suspect claimed that she didn't mean to take the merchandise, but that didn't stop management from contacting police as she left the store. He rides around the area looking for the suspect, and eventually finds her walking along the side of a road carrying picked flowers.
Alright, let's stop, ma'am. I don't think you want to play it this way.
It's notable how aggressively the officer starts off the confrontation, approaching as if he's walking into a fight without knowing the totality of the circumstances. Unfortunately for him, he's about to find out exactly why this is generally a bad idea.
Ma'am, police, stop. You want to stop? Lights on, siren, stop. You just left Walmart. Do you need to be arrested right now? No. Okay. Let's stop. Come on. Come on.
I'm going home.
No, on the ground. Stay on the ground.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
On the ground. On the ground. On the ground.
If her behavior seems odd, it's because the victim, 73-year-old Karen Gardner, has dementia. Caregivers and those in hospice care will tell you that a common manifestation of dementia is repeated requests to go home, even if the patient is already inside their own house. Dementia itself isn't a disease, but rather a term that describes the deterioration of cognitive function and is characterized by the impaired ability to make decisions, think, or remember. Officer Hop likely noted her unusual behavior, but assumed that she was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Regardless of his reasoning, Colorado Statute 18-1-707 says that officers shall apply nonviolent means when possible before resorting to the use of physical force. Furthermore, an officer may use physical force only if nonviolent means would be ineffective in effecting an arrest. Given the suspect's age and size, extra caution and discretion is certainly warranted, and nonviolent tactics would have been the appropriate line of action. If worse came to worst, he could have simply followed her or kept her in the area until backup arrived to help him. Aside from demanding her to stop, the officer attempted absolutely no nonviolent or diffusion tactics whatsoever.
Bravo 242. After a short struggle, she is now detained. Come on. I am code 4.
Do that.
Why did you do that? I told you to stop. You don't get to act this way. Come on. Stay on the ground. All right, let's stand up. Why are you doing this, ma'am? All right, stand up.
I'm not doing anything.
Right now you're resisting, which is not gonna fly with me. And before that, you tried to steal from Walmart. And they caught you and took the stuff back. Stand up. Oh boy.
I'm not going anywhere.
Why are you fighting with me? And why are you trying to slip the cuffs off?
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. Are you finished? Are you finished? We don't play this game. You understand me? And if you try to kick me, oh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going
Hey.
home. I'm going home. I'm going
Quit!
home. Ow!
Are you finished?
After a suspect is handcuffed, the rules surrounding excessive force become much more cut and dry. According to Colorado Statute 18-8-803, the use of excessive force shall be presumed when a peace officer continues to apply physical force to a person who has been rendered incapable of resisting arrest. Miss Karen has already been handcuffed, thus rendered incapable of resisting arrest. Thus, any physical force used on her after this point is excessive. Though she is struggling, realistically, 2 officers should be enough to restrain the small woman. And even if she did manage to run away from the officers, she wouldn't have stood a chance of getting far. Given the circumstances, both twisting her arm and slamming her against the car are completely unnecessary acts of aggression that undoubtedly constitute excessive force.
I'm going home.
Hey, stand up! We're not gonna hold you!
Alright, let's go to the ground. On the ground.
I'm going home.
On the ground. Why are you doing this? Let me see who she is.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to search her real quick.
Oh,
No, we wrestled for a minute. And she almost got her handcuffs off.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. All right, stand up.
I'm going home.
All right, stand up.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
No, it's not.
I'm pushing.
There we go. All right. Sit down.
I'm going home.
Sit down.
I'm
down.
going home.
Here, Officer Hop appears to abruptly shove Miss Karen inside the patrol car. More instances of the officer's bullying behavior. This isn't just a use of excessive force. What he's doing to Miss Karen would also qualify as assault and battery.
Get in the car.
In you go.
Do not hook onto him.
I'll come on the other side and grab her.
Quit! Quit!
What? What are you doing? Get out of here. This is not your business. Come on.
Get in the car.
There you go. What's that?
Where's your sergeant?
A citizen who witnessed the arrest has come to voice his concerns about the amount of force used on the victim. Perhaps this pedestrian is familiar with the Loveland Police Department's reputation for aggressive encounters. This particular department has been on the hook for a string of violent arrests and citizen assaults in recent years. These incidents include violently arresting a man and his 14-year-old daughter just 6 days prior to this, punching a handcuffed woman in the face, and fighting a 60-year-old man before illegally arresting him, which we've covered in a previous episode.
Who's my sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I can tell you that. Sergeant Metzler, he's at the police department. You can go talk to him if you have an issue.
Yeah, give me your car so I can put a report.
Okay.
I see you there, how you throw the little kid.
Little kid?
Well, I don't know
He's
if
not a
it's
little kid. And this
he
is what
he
happened.
was just walking, and I see you how
She
you
just
grab him.
stole from Walmart and refused to stop, refused to listen to lawful orders, and to fight me. This is what happens when you fight the police. I have to use force to safely detain her. That's what this is. This isn't just some random act of aggression.
Oh, well,
I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah, well, the way that I see it from over there, you know, I was like, that's no...
But you see, you don't know the whole situation. That's the thing.
Yeah, you know, but it's like...
But knowing the situation, do you feel differently now?
Oh, yeah. But
That's
you know,
it.
like seeing it from there, that guy just walking.
Yeah, I get
You
that.
know.
I get that. So when I went to go grab her and talk to her, started running, leaving, pulling away from me, trying to fight me.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't see it running, you know.
Exactly. So before you go to a snap judgment, you gotta get all the facts.
But right here, she wasn't running.
It sounds as if Officer Hop was about to falsely claim that the victim was running away, but quickly remembered that he was talking to a witness and corrected himself. The quick-witted bystander tries to point this out, but the officer very suddenly has other matters to attend to.
I get that.
I see her walking right there. You pull over.
I gotta deal with this. You hang tight, okay?
Get your feet in the car.
All right. Here, let me see your feet. All right. Here.
I'm going
Pick your feet
home.
up. Pick your feet up.
Okay, let's
Give me my car.
let's get her out over here on the ground. We can hobble her, and then we'll get her in the car. On the ground. On the ground. On the ground.
I'm going home.
We will figure that out. This lady's.
I'm going home.
Stop doing that.
I'm going home.
All right. Relax.
Wait, don't grab for me.
All right. You want to try to get her in the car again? Or we got more people?
That's right.
Okay.
She's
A concerned citizen. Yeah, we're good. So, you want to help get her in the car?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Come on. Stand. Down. Yep. All right, sit down.
Hop, hop.
To put her feet in first.
Okay. You got him?
This way. I have this. Hey, we're gonna sit in the car, okay?
I want my credit card.
We'll get it.
I want my credit card.
Yep.
Shoplifting sounds a bit grand for what actually happened. Not trying to conceal or hide the items, Karen simply walked out of the Walmart carrying the merchandise, likely forgetting that she had it. The items were valued at a whopping $14.
So I went up and I found her. Oh.
Did we catch her here walking on foot?
Yeah, she was walking right here. I hit my light siren, she kept walking. Said, please stop. She looked at me, kept going, saying, no, I'm going home. So I went up to grab her, started pulling away from me and stuff like that. So I was by myself, so I went to the ground. We struggled and rolled for a little bit.
I see that.
Yeah. And then I got her detained. She showed up while I had her up against the car because I couldn't get her in the car and all that stuff. So we struggled over there for a little while. And then we brought her into this car because mine was locked. And she wouldn't get in. She'd get in, wiggle out, get in, wiggle out, all this stuff. And then finally we're like, let's get to the ground, get her in a hobble.
She been drinking or something? Or?
I have no idea. She hasn't talked to me much.
Okay.
Seeing as he didn't witness it, there's no telling whether the sergeant would have approved of how the officers actually handled the situation. It is the sergeant's job to find out the details of what happened, yet he seems to just take his officer's word and doesn't inquire much further into the incident. He doesn't even bother talking to the suspect. It's interesting that Officer Hop uses the word struggle to describe the use of force, so the sergeant doesn't have an accurate idea of how things really went down.
Let's get her down the station.
Yeah.
Go from there. So we have.
I still need to figure out what we have there.
Okay.
This-
You want him to go? You want Capello to go over there?
Could you go do that? Because they got the property back from her before she left.
Okay, from the shoplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go over there and see what she stole,
How much, what.
how much.
All that jazz.
Yeah. Were you guys talking to anybody over there before?
No, I just came here because she left and I found her.
Alright, I'll go over there, I'll let you know.
You're the bomb.
All right, and I'll meet you guys down soon.
Cool, thanks.
You guys are okay?
Yep, we're good.
You're a little muddy, dude. I think we're doing
A
inspections
little bloody, a
tonight.
little muddy, that's how it works.
Yeah. Is the blood on her?
Yeah, that's our blood. You're not bleeding, are you?
And this is who?
Oh, he probably wants to talk to you.
He just showed up and started filming us, asking us.
Yeah. I've explained to him the situation. He's a lot better now.
They've just relayed to the sergeant that the victim is injured and bleeding, but neither they nor the sergeant seem to be considering calling a paramedic for help. Though there's no legal requirement to do so, it's generally a punishable violation of department policy to let an injured suspect go without medical attention. Not doing so shows a disregard for the life and well-being of the suspect in their care. As for the matter of filming the officers, the First Amendment makes it perfectly lawful for citizens to film police officers as they carry out their duties, as long as they're on public property or the citizen's property. Seeing as they're currently in the middle of a road, which is public property, the bystander is free to film with or without the officer's permission.
If you said you were fighting, I would have gotten you quicker.
I had her handled. I just couldn't get her in the car. Can you GDA a Karen Garner, Garner, probably in her 60s. That's all I got on her, no date of birth yet.
That is not an option right now.
What'd she say?
I was purchasing a medical.
Does she?
Credit card. She won't answer me.
Karen, I got your credit card, okay? It'll go with you. What's your date of birth, Karen?
I want my credit card.
I have it. You will have it with you. I will not lose it, I promise. What's your date of birth, Karen? What's your date of birth? What's your date of birth? Okay. Negative, sorry. I got nothing else. It's just from a credit card she has. Copy. She's probably like 4'10", 5 foot, maybe like 100 pounds.
Can I just drive down the block?
You're not going to tell me. How old are you? She's 73.
She's 73.
Sergeant Metzler and the bystander are arguing quite loudly in the background. While we unfortunately can't hear the conversation very well, the bystander must have made some very incriminating points about the arrest, since an independent investigation found that Sergeant Metzler later attempted to switch the case number of this particular video of their discussion, essentially placing it in a different case file in hopes of it not being found. He also changed the expiration of the video from 10 years to 1 year.
Good old Metzler. It's a good old Metzler. Are you cut? You okay? Go ahead.
Valid, and then there's one born in 46 that's clear eligible.
Copy that. Thank you. Is there any way to get a picture of either of those? Double check.
You need medical attention. So you're not getting out of that door.
Yeah. She's fine in there. Hey.
Let's get her down to the station.
Okay, we don't need to wait for Capello.
No, we can see what I mean,
Okay.
we know what's it say?
She stole some stuff, and they caught her before she left and got it back, and then she ran out. So we have the.
And then you contacted her for that.
And then she resisted and obstructed.
So
We're good either way.
So we're good either way.
Cool.
She's going.
All right.
We'll get a pass. If they decide not to prosecute, I don't care.
Cool. Okay, we'll head down there.
Officers Hop and Jalali make the 10-minute drive over to the station with the victim. When they arrive, there's a third officer waiting for them.
Hold that for me. And that's a good idea. She's a frail little thing, but she's riley. We going to the female side or male side? Okay.
We got the unquap cell there if we need it.
There's an unqualified cell.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
Hey, you got the door open. Come on, Karen.
I'm gonna run.
You're gonna run? Oh, good thing we got the hot one.
You guys grab her arms.
Yep. We got her.
Ouch.
That's okay. We got you. We got you.
These officers have practiced absolutely no consideration of the fact that this is a woman in her 70s. Though Miss Karen does admittedly have an impressive amount of fight in her, this is inconsequential to the fact that her age puts her at much higher risk for both physical injury and adverse reactions to the overwhelming stress and exertion, such as a heart attack. Frankly, these officers are extremely lucky that this encounter didn't end much worse.
I was gonna pay for it.
But you didn't. Where do we want her at?
Right here.
Okay. Probably want to take that
I was
hobble off
gonna
and leave it in
pay
there.
for it. I was gonna pay for it.
Put your knees on the bench. Put your knees on the bench.
Just lay her flat.
Okay.
There we go.
I was gonna pay for it.
Do not kick me.
I was gonna pay for it.
Sit you up. Come on, let's sit. Don't kick anybody. All right, Karen, you stay right there.
You should cuff her to the...
Yeah. Got that? Oop.
I was gonna pay for it. I was gonna pay for it.
Hey,
I got her.
I was gonna pay for it.
Friggin' A. Everybody okay? Yep. Anybody get kicked or hit? Nope. Good.
It's never a good idea to leave someone with dementia by themselves for extended periods of time, or even short periods of time depending on the severity. The effects of dementia aren't just limited to memory loss and lack of reasoning. Up to 75% of patients experience or become prone to delusions, visual hallucinations, and delusional misidentifications, or believing that someone they know isn't who they say they are. Other notable behaviors include emotional distress, wandering, aggression, and motor restlessness, or the uncontrollable urge to move. All these factors combined make it necessary for those with dementia to be under near constant supervision, as they often go to great lengths to get to wherever they think they should be. Karen could very well be in her cell physically harming herself in order to get out of her cuffs. Thankfully, though, the room does manage to hold her tight without further incident until she was released a while later. In May of 2021, Karen rightfully filed a lawsuit. As expected, she walked away from the incident pretty beat up, suffering from a dislocated shoulder, a broken upper arm, a sprained wrist, and post-traumatic stress disorder, according to documents from the lawsuit. The case was settled for a satisfying $3 million. Loveland PD claimed to have known nothing about the incident until they were taken to court. Thus, the officers involved had gone about their lives for almost a year without being penalized. Both Lieutenant Schaefer and Assistant Chief Butler reviewed the arrest footage following the incident, and both simply failed to reprimand their officers for their conduct. Former Officer Hopp was not only fired from the department but hit with multiple charges, including second-degree assault. He pleaded guilty to the assault charge and was sentenced to 5 years in jail, followed by 3 years of probation. This outcome is in line with the terms of Statute 18-8-803, which say that an officer found to have used excessive force while performing his duties shall be subject to criminal laws of this state to the same degree as any other citizen. Former Officer Jalali wasn't exempt from this rule either, as failing to intervene is a crime. She was charged, also pleaded guilty, and received 45 days in jail as well as 3 years probation. Sergeant Metzler jumped ship before the results of the internal investigation could be announced, resigning from Loveland PD in September of 2021. Both the lieutenant and assistant chief who failed to discipline their officers received written warnings for their negligence.